Hi guys,
welcome back
to
our
YouTube
channel.
Hi.
Yay! All right.
Okay.
So welcome back. We're so happy that you've come again.
Thank you.
This is our second video. We are so excited. We are so super excited to have you here. So from the name of the video, you can already tell that we are talking about what to look out for when choosing a friend. Okay. So first things first, like we need to be clear on what do you really think a friend is, alright? Who do you really think a friend is to you? Alright? A friend is someone that has your back and you have their back as well. Someone that you can rely on, someone you can trust. A friend is someone who you can be vulnerable with, who you are willing to learn their traits. You know, you are really willing to learn things from them because they have good values. So you are like, alright,
I want to have that. So.
All right. Do you think is anything about your friend that I haven't said?
Yes, you want to ask?
No. All right. So let's get right into the business. What to look out for when choosing a friend? Number one, like it can't be overemphasized. Their faith. Do they believe the same thing you believe? Do they believe that you have eternal life just like you believe that you have eternal life? They believe that you have a God that you've not seen before.
But that he dwells on your inside.
But that his spirit dwells on you. Do they believe that? So that it not be as if you one day you are just, anyways, to the matter. So it's important for you guys to share the same faith, the same belief, the same. Maybe you can't share exactly the same values, alright? But at the same time, certain things like I find it wrong if you are stealing. I find it wrong if somebody is bullying someone. It's something that doesn't settle with me. And I also want my friends to have that kind of mindset. I don't want to be friends with someone that they think it's okay to just speak rudely to people younger than them just because they are older. What about you? Not good at all. So their faith, their values, it matters a lot. And their values must align to God's word. It must align to who God says you are. You are a chosen generation.
Area priesthood. A mobile temple.
Hallelujah.
A day.
Yes. A city set on a hill that cannot be hidden. Just shine your light. Imagine your friend is not telling you, don't shine your light. God sent you to do something, don't do it. It's wrong. That's not a good friend. That's quite, in fact, we are there, you are watching, red flag. No friends.
It's supposed to be really something red.
Red flags, guys. Alright.
Okay, just to add to what she said, I think that even like having friends that share the same faith that you have, to the tiniest things, like even the jokes that you guys tell. Like I can't be friends with somebody that just uses Jesus' name anyhow, or just speaks about God anyhow. Do you get? Or someone that saying jokes like I chill with people that smoke so that I can introduce them to the Most High, and the person does not get it. Like
it's like, all right.
Or like when I'm saying things like Kairos moments, and the person just looking at me like, what?
Didn't get it. Some of you watching, you might not get it. It's fine. You might not get it, but it's fine.
But like really, it even helps you bond on important things.
Yeah.
Okay, stability is really important. And just to mention, there are some things that we'll see in this video that you might not understand if you've not watched our first video. So we'll put the link in the description, we'll suggest it above, and to be in our end cards. The name of the video is How to Properly Communicate with Your Friends.
I'm sorry, but we have blue, we have end card. Oh wow! Thank you, Jesus.
How to communicate effectively with your friends, right? And so this part of teachability is you're only going to see that in someone if both of you are going to be if both of you are able to communicate effectively.
Yes.
And so imagine you have a friend and the person is doing something that you don't like, like I don't know, the person is always tearing middle page from your book, your notes that you
your
read
20
to class.
leaves notes. It's not the 80 leaves. Because 20 leaves is so finish.
And you don't like it, and then you're telling this person constantly that, oh, I don't like that you're tearing the page out of my notes, and the person just feels like, isn't more than middle page, or the person just dismisses every time that you try to tell the person, I don't like what you do. That's actually a very big red flag. That means that the person will not be able to take to correction. And what I'm even giving an example for is something quite minute. Imagine if it's something that is affecting you greatly, like
they are making fun of the fact that you don't have friends.
I don't think that like but like things that will affect you, like, or you have a friend that your classmates, and when it's time for class the person doesn't wake you up in the morning, and the person just expects you to, like, the person is the one that has an alarm clock, and the person, you're telling the person, oh please can you wake me up when you're deciding to go to class, and the person just is not being correctable. That's what teachability means. Your friends should be able to take to correction.
Yes.
That's very important, because there's no way you're going to have a good friendship with someone that is just adamant on saying, I don't know if I should say this, but people that say things like, that's who I am. I know obviously there are places where that applies, but when it's now obviously something that the person can change, and then the person is saying things like, oh, that's who I am, that's
just how I speak, but it's not polite. So
yes, that's a big red flag. Yes. You guys want to add anything?
No, I think you've said all about teachability. Okay. You as a person said, you that you are choosing a friend that should be teachable, you should also be teachable.
Yes, true.
So that you're not just going to convert someone, change everything about them. No. So next up, how they treat you.
Okay, so it's very important to, when like looking for a friend, to decide to be close to, you know, this person is going to be someone that you're going to be spending a lot of time with.
Yeah.
It's very, very important to notice how they treat you. Do they just treat you like, it's not this girl, I can just do anything, I can just go to a local, take whatever I like. It doesn't matter if she likes it, it doesn't matter if she does not like it. It doesn't matter if, oh, my Indomie is going to finish. I don't really care. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go to a local and take whatever. I think it's very important to understand how these people treat you.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be calling somebody your friend if the person is treating you like
they don't care about your
feelings. Yes, like they don't really care. So I think it's very important to notice how they treat you. Don't just feel like, oh, because we're working class together, because we are doing this, they automatically just have to be your friend. How they treat you is very important.
Yeah.
Very, very, very important.
Definitely.
So I want to add something to what she said. So combining what I said plus what she said, when we became friends,
Alright.
I used to be the kind of person that, like, you can ignore me for 1 week and I will not notice. Like, I was just on my own, doing my own things. Like, friendship is not by force. And it became a problem because, like, things will happen and maybe they expect me to know, oh, something is wrong, and I'm like, I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't even know that something was wrong. And so they spoke to me about it. So that's talking about, oh, someone that treats you in a way you don't like.
Yeah.
But also someone that is teachable. But because I was teachable, when they spoke to me about it, I said, okay, I actually have to intentionally look out for times where my friends feel like they're not being treated right. Did you see the balance?
Yeah. I think that's actually so important. And you as a person, you need to be I think how people treat you is so important. So you as a person, you need to look out, not just because I'm looking for a friend, but that the way she's behaving, the way he's behaving, he's concerned or she's concerned about how I feel when things happen, you know. So yeah. So next up, how they communicate. Go ahead.
How they communicate. To be very honest, I think the topic on communication, that was the reason it was our first video, because you can't have friendship without communication. In reality, you can't have any relationship, work relationship, family relationship, spiritual relationships without communication.
Yeah.
So I really advise you to watch the first video.
Yeah.
So you can get a proper understanding. Because most of the things that we're going to talk about, you need to be able to communicate.
Definitely.
To properly use these tools in a sense. So that's what I would say. Please watch the first video.
And another thing about that, how they communicate, is that people are different. Some people, when there's an argument, when okay, sorry. So some people, when there's an argument, when they want to like analyze their thoughts, understand why do I feel how I feel. But some people, they want to address it as they go. This is it. This is that. And you need to understand how people are and how people like to be spoken to. Like there are certain things that I won't like to be said to me, or I don't like when like I'm speaking to you and you're not looking at me. It just makes me feel like maybe what I'm saying is not important, or what you're doing is more important than the conversation we are having. Or some people, it's just like I'm listening to you, like I'm using my ears to listen, not my eyes. You know, understanding the kind of person it is and trying to adjust, trying to, should I say, what's the word? Compromise for each other. So certain things you do, certain things you don't do. For instance, now I like to sit in the middle during videos. Yeah. Just say.
Okay, just to add to what everybody has been saying, how they communicate is very important, because I've worked with people that, like, you're working together and they're just like, guys, should we know you're a bastard? It's like, that's really, like, you don't just, to me, that's really something, like, I may laugh in that moment, but like, I'll go back
I won't laugh.
Like, if I don't like to, like, literally, you know, like, so it's very important how they communicate to you, like, guy, I fool, oh, this guy, it's just, I get that to some people it's not a big deal, but in the long run, I don't know if it's healthy to keep on putting negativity around you. So how they communicate to you is very important. It's not like, oh, they came to ask you for something and they are not even being polite. They are raising their voice and all of those kind of things. So I think it's very important to note how they communicate to you, because you deserve to be treated
definitely
better. So don't just settle for less.
Yeah, you are important. Your feelings are important. So, like your friends, choose them. Oh God, I wanted to put on Bible scripture, but they are flyouts. Anyways, so the next talk is for you, Guinness. If they actually like you.
Okay, so about if they actually like you. Before we started this video, she was talking about something about working with people that are using you. So it's very important to know if, without all these things that you have, as much as the reason they are your friends is because of your values. It's very somehow working with someone that is so obvious that it's because of this. If whether it's academic excellence or whatever,
financial.
It's like, without this, you will not even be my friend. People that, especially people that are very class conscious, like it's like, oh, it's because you belong to, like, because you dress in a certain kind of way, or you have money, all these kind of things.
Or your gadgets are Apple.
Yes, those kind of things. So I think it's very important to look out for if they actually like you. And it's something you can tell. You don't actually, like, it's something you can tell, because if somebody likes somebody, they're always there for the person. They give good counsel and all this kind of things. So I think you need to watch out for the fact that they actually have your best interest
at heart.
If they are going for class, if there's an announcement, they are going to just say, oh, I heard that there's this and this and this. So not people that will just be on their own and just, oh, she'll sort herself out, that kind of thing. So watch out.
Alright, if they gossip too much, I think gossiping is such an unhealthy thing to do. And gossiping is that I can't say it in front of you, so I'm going behind your back. There's a reason why I'm going behind your back, because I know that what I'm going to say is going to hurt you. I'm not proud, I'm not confident about what I'm going to say. Maybe it's a lie, but it's not something I can say to you. And the fact that I have to go behind your back, it just shows that I'm not a good friend. I'm a good friend.
But I think your motive also matters.
Behind your back, is it not also much?
Behind your back.
Your back is already behind.
Okay, it's going behind you. well, the person is sha going to speak about you.
When you're not there.
Yes. And I think is to, like, saying bad things about you. You know, I mean, if your friend has body odor, it's not to tell everybody around that that's how she smells. I don't even know what to do. I don't even no. Maybe if you have like a mutual friend, or like maybe you have like maybe
And the
they are
reason
seeing
you're
your
always
sister.
telling this mutual friend is so that they can
They
talk
can-
to the person,
exactly.
not to
Yes.
spread the person's shit.
Not
So
to
that's why I
gossip
say motive.
and laugh about
is
it.
very
No.
important.
Yes, your motive. In our first video, we were saying that everything you do should be out of love, like in your friendship. So, because I'm going to go and speak to our mutual friend, it's just because I want us to find the best way, the healthiest way to communicate to you.
So it's very.
I also think it's important to know that if someone is gossiping about someone with
Yeah.
you, they're most likely gossiping about you with somebody else.
Yeah,
That's
because
really just.
that is it. They gossip. Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, if they can keep secrets.
Oh yeah, that's important. I don't know how it feels because I've never really had that class of friends that I'll tell somebody something and I'll hear it from the entire populace. So maybe I have and I just didn't care because like I said before, I used to be that kind of friend that I never really cared. So, but I think that's a very big red flag.
Yeah.
That you tell someone something and the next thing you're hearing it from all your cosmates. They've made announcement about it in chapel.
Especially if the person told you, oh, this thing, I'm trusting you with this. Please don't tell anybody.
Please don't tell anybody. I don't think it's fair enough that
Yes.
I decide that I can trust you with something
Yeah.
and you're telling the whole world about it.
It's not good. It's not good.
That's not good enough. And I think this is one of those things that even if the person comes back and the person is genuinely sorry, still look out because
Yes.
I don't know, for me to be able to tell you something that you know is personal and you're telling other people, then your motive is the problem, not just what you did.
Why are you telling people?
Exactly, your motive is actually the problem.
Alright.
This time is great.
Insecurities. Okay, so insecurities. I think I should say I feel like I have had friends where we are quite different in a set of things. So certain things I would take a particular way, they won't take it that same way. Let me give an instance now. When we started being friends, when we actually started being intentional friends, yes, let me put it like that. Because I feel like I knew Eunice from afar and I knew Ulashi from afar and I didn't hate them, but we're not intentional friends, right? So when we started being intentional friends, sometimes I'll feel like they take each other's opinion more important than how they take my opinion. And it's like from silly things. Like the only thing I remember, like one day they were watching a movie in the room, alright? And then she was watching a movie in the room, and then when Eunice spoke, she paused the movie. But when I spoke, they didn't pause the movie. So in my head it was like, so my own voice is not important. Why is it that when someone else, like, she felt that it was important to pause the movie? That's how it was in my head. Like, is it that what I'm saying or my voice is, I was just thinking about it. And then I'm so grateful to God that I spoke about it later on. And turns out they didn't even hear, like, they didn't even hear that, oh, I was even speaking. So it's not as if they just, that's it. And I think this all comes down to communication. But what I'm just trying to say is that I feel like a part of me, prior to that, I already used to feel like people don't take my opinions seriously. People don't value my opinions. So even in the littlest of things, my mind just has a way of just thinking, oh, this is happening just cause yes. So I think it's for me to actually speak about it and be open to learn that in as much as this has happened before, that doesn't mean that's what is, like, every situation, that is it's no. So I think if you have a friend that is insecure about certain things, they're open to learn. They're willing to understand that just because I feel this way, that doesn't mean
That's what you're trying to do to me all the time.
yes, that doesn't mean that's the truth. So they are willing to actually talk about how they feel and learn what is true. So I think that's about insecurities. So the last thing we have to say out there is you have a friend or you don't have a friend, and you feel like
I'm friendless.
you're looking for a friend, what should we do?
Yeah, or you're looking for intentional friends. Maybe you actually have friends, and then everything you say, you're like, oh, my friends are terrible friends. And then you're like, so where do I start from?
Yeah.
Let's tell you about our story. So when we were in 200 level, for some reason, individually, we were praying for friends. Like, we had people around us, but we didn't have like intentional.
200 level.
Yeah,
We were in 300 level.
no, in 200 level, we were praying about it. That we had people around us.
No.
But wait,
We do how we met with you.
we had people around us, but not people that we were intentionally building friendships with. And so in 300 level was when God now brought us together. Do you understand?
I think this story is summarized, but we'll do how we met with you. Maybe it will be our next video,
Okay.
how we met.
And so it was in 300 level God brought us together. So it's very important to know prayer. Don't feel like
Prayerfully find friends.
Yes, exactly. You don't feel like God doesn't want
What's
you
that
to.
place? A way might seem right, but is this a way might seem
Right.
Right
right?
onto
way
a
that
man,
seems right
but the end
unto
of it is destruction.
Yes.
And so you could have listened to this video and be like, oh, now I have my handbook for friendship. You might find somebody that has everything, ticks the right boxes, and God is saying, no, I don't want you to be that person's friend. So prayer is very important. Don't feel like, oh, I don't want to bother God with me looking for a friend. I mean, what's his business with me finding friends? Friends are very important in you fulfilling God's plans for your life. Don't underestimate the importance of friendship.
Definitely.
Don't underestimate it. And there are a lot of things God will have you do that you cannot afford to do alone. So how much more doing it with people that God has strategically placed in your life? Yeah, we're already done. So
Alright.
that's what crowns everything.
Definitely.
Pray when you're looking to find intentional friends.
Yeah.
Pray about it, and God will bring them your way. And you might not even notice it immediately that oh, this is what God is doing.
Definitely.
But when you see the results, you're like, thank God for God.
Yes, thank God.
Thank God. So
we're happy that you stayed with us till the end.
Thank you.
Thank you that you've come this far. You are joining us on this train, learning how to be better friends. So we thank you and we say, don't forget to subscribe.
Yes, please like this video.
and comment. We want to hear from you. We want to hear the questions that you have.
Share it to comment, ask questions. We
Yeah.
want to answer.
Yes, we
Yeah.
put our mail in the description so that you can reach out to us if you have any questions that you want questions to be personal, then we'll reply as soon as we can.
Definitely.
So thank you.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.